Welcome to Unacademy. Myself Vijaykumar and hello friends. Welcome to Unacademy. Myself Vijaykumar and hello friends. Welcome to Unacademy. So in today's session we will be learning the motor cortex, where we will be studying the different parts of the motor cortex, the broad main area of the motor cortex, and how does the cortex determines what type of work need to be done. Hello Rupesh. Hello Urmila. Am I audible and clearly visible to all of you? I just need a feedback from yours, those who are online, Urmila and Mr. Rupesh, Dr. Urmila, Dr. Rupesh. So what I would like to just suggest is that if you could just help me yeah, thank you. So what we are going to learn is motor cortex, and in the motor cortex, remember the area which is responsible for primary motor activities. What is the name of the area which is responsible for primary motor activities? Yes? Urmila, Rupesh, could you tell me which area is responsible for primary motor activities, or this area which I have drawn right now? The posterior area is area 3, 1 and 2. I am talking about the area which is present here. This is your primary motor cortex. Can you tell me the broad main area number of this cortex which I have highlighted right now? Could you tell me the number of the area, broad main area number? And the broad main area number anterior to this cortex, which I am hiding with the orange color. So I would like to know the area number for the green color and the area number for the orange color. These are the areas for motor cortex or motor activities. Yes, what is the broad main area? Very good. Yeah, broad main area number 4. Very good. Very good, Dr. Urmila. Area 4 is the primary motor cortex. And what about the area which is highlighted in orange or red color for you all people? Yes. Which area would you suggest that area is highlighted in area 4? Yes, area 6. What is the name of the area 6? Area 6 is premotor cortex. So yes, there are two areas, and this is the spinal cord which runs all through your central nervous system. So let us write down a few details about area 4. Is the area known as primary motor cortex, and area 5 is premotor cortex. Now what is the difference between primary motor and premotor? Let us try to understand the physiological significance of these areas. A primary motor cortex, that is area 4, is an area where there is the location of all the muscles of the bodies are being represented. Every muscle in a body is topographically represented in your area 4. Okay, so the muscles of legs, muscles of thorax, muscles of hands, fingers, neck and face. Now the significant difference here is, from legs to face, the motor cortex, the topographical representation is inverted. It is inverted in a sense, it is topographically it is upside down. So human body is represented upside down in the motor cortex. Human body is represented upside down in the motor cortex. Okay, now does we have any significant importance of this area which I am highlighting to all of you? The area which I am highlighting in blue color right now for all of you people. Does this area plays any role in our motor movements? Yes or no? Apart from primary motor and premotor, does the area highlighted in blue color, does it play any significant role here? Yes? The request to all the students. Is there any use of this area which is highlighted in blue color? Yes, very good. Yes, it's prefrontal cortex, and prefrontal cortex gives us the idea about emotions of the movement. The prefrontal cortex. So today's session we will be discussing these three areas: area 4, area 6 and area 9, which called as area prefrontal cortex. All these three areas, they play a very, very significant role whenever we plan, program and movement. Plan, program and execute a movement. Right now we are into the session of area 4. Let us try to understand area 4 and its significance. The area 4, that is primary motor cortex, which is presented here. I would just like to express it in full screen mode, that this area, the area which is area 4 has all the body's topographical representation, has complete body's topographical representation on it. The fingers of the muscles of fingers, muscles of palm, muscles of forearm, muscles of the upper limb, muscles of thorax, muscles of legs, neck and face. All the muscles are represented in area 4. Is it that the representation in area 4 is corresponding to the size of the muscle? Like the muscle of legs are very big, muscle of thorax are very big. So do they have same weightage in your area 4? Is it like that? The area 4, which has representation of all your muscles, does the representation is similar to the size of the muscle? Yes or no? Yes. Means if the muscle is very big, it has a very big representation. If the muscle is very small, it has a very small representation. Is it really true? Rupesh and Urmila, I would like to have your suggestion on this. That your legs muscles are very big, so they have a bigger representation, and your finger muscles are very small, so they have a very small representation. Is it really like that? What do you say? Means the legs have a very big representation and fingers have very small representation. I beg to differ. Actually, it is not so. The representation of the body in the motor cortex, this is in the area 4, the representation of the body in the area 4, please remember, is not on the basis of the size of the muscle. It is not on the basis of size of the muscle. It is on the basis of how fine movements can you do that with muscle. How much finer and variety of movements can we do with the particular type of muscle. For example, we can draw mehendi and we can write many things with our hands. We can't do these things with our legs or with our thorax. With our legs and thorax, we are bound to do a large amount of crude activities. But with our hands, we are capable to do very, very fine activities. So in area 4, the representation is on the basis of the multi-purpose use of a muscle, or you can say the skillful activities done by a muscle. So there are few very significant muscles which are very much important for doing fine activities. Can you give me the list of muscles, the people those are online? Which muscle do you think are capable of doing very fine and very much skillful activities? I will start with the conversation. Say thumb and index finger. The thumb and index finger have a capacity to do very large amount of fine activities. Thumb, index finger. Yes. Any other muscle would you like to tell me which has an ability to do very large amount of fine motor activities? Those who are online can definitely suggest me this thing. Apart from thumb and index finger, I would give the hint. I'm giving the hint. Yes. These muscles, the muscles of the lips and buccal muscles. The muscles of lips, buccal muscles, masseter, yes, very good, masseter, and tongue. Why? Because thumb and index finger, they are capable of writing, or you can say drawing, whereas lips, buccal muscles for language and speech. So they have a very high representation in the motor cortex. The area 4 has the highest representation of thumb, index finger, tongue and lips. That's very true, Dr. Upesh. So thumb, index finger, lips and tongue are the muscles which have very high representation. In fact, if we draw a human being based on this representation, the human being will look very funny, known as motor homunculus. A motor homunculus is an individual, or you can say a presentation, a presentation of or art on which is based on the representation of the human body, and that motor homunculus has a very typical type of appearance with big face, big eyes because of the extraocular muscles, nose, big mouth, big tongue, smaller ears because ears have a lesser amount of motor but he has more amount of sensory activity, more number or a larger presentation of the thumb and index finger, a lesser presentation of other fingers, and the lesser representation of the legs. So the person has a very high representation of the thumb and index finger as compared to other muscles on the body. This is the way a motor homunculus looks like. Quite funny, but yeah, it is the way your motor homunculus looks like, with very big arms, very big fingers to be more precise, big face, big muscles of the lips and tongue, but smaller muscles of the or small percentage of the legs and thorax. Now, if area 4 has all the idea of the presentation of the muscles, what is the role of area 6? What is the role of area 6? If area 4 gives us the idea of presentation of the muscles, it has a location of all the muscles in the body, what will be the role of area 6 in our body? What will be the role of area 6 in our body? Area 6 in our body, what will be the role of area 6? Area 6, that is premotor cortex, not primary but premotor cortex, is quite significantly different from area 4. In what sense? Remember, area 6 gives us the idea about skillful use of the objects. If you are using a pen for writing, eraser for erasing the things, scale for drawing a line, it means you exactly know that every object can be used in a specific manner. We can use blade and a sharp blade and a knife to cut the things. You don't have to depend always on the knife. You can use any sharp object to cut the things. Means we exactly know that everything has a skillful use, and that is given by area 6. If a person is having a lesion in area 6, what will happen? Because premotor cortex gives a very important thing, that is skillful use of the objects. Skillful use of the objects. Example, a knife for cutting, spoon for eating, and comb for hairdressing. Now we know that all the three objects, they are elongated objects, right? But we actually know a specific use for each of these objects. If a person has a lesion in area 6, if a person has lesion, if the area 6 has got a lesion in it, what would happen to the activity of the person? What would happen to the activity of the person? Area 6, if it is damaged, what it would lead to? What is the condition known as? Remember, a lesion in area 6 will lead to what? Will lead to, yes, a lesion in area 6 will lead to what type of activity? Yes, the condition is known as motor apraxia. What do you mean by motor apraxia? A motor apraxia means the person can do the movement properly but is unable to choose the object for the movement appropriately. I'll repeat again. In motor apraxia, the person is able to do the movement properly, can do the movement properly, but is unable to determine the use of the object in that movement properly. Unable to use the object with its well-defined usage. I'll give some example here. Suppose if you keep three objects in front of a person, say a pen, a wooden stick, a comb, and a spoon in front of a person, and you ask the person, you start, can you please write your name using any one of these objects? You keep four objects in front of a person, a pen, a wooden stick, a comb, and a spoon. All the four objects are elongated, and you ask the person to write his or her name. A person with area 6 lesion will definitely do the movement as if he is picking up something. I will just show you how it will happen like this. A person with area 6 will be able to do the movement of picking up an object and writing the name. A person will be able to do the movement of picking up an object and writing a name, but it is not sure that the person will actually pick up a pen. The person may pick up a wooden stick, the person may pick up a comb, or the person may pick up a spoon and will start writing his name with the unknown object. That's what happens when there is the lesion in area 6, known as motor apraxia. Person is unable to choose a perfect use of an object. Okay, I hope I am clear to all of you. Rupesh, Urmila, did you got the important condition of motor apraxia? In a motor apraxia, person is unable to choose the skillful use of the object. Now suppose if we all are thirsty and we want to drink water, we would definitely choose a glass rather than choosing a dish or a cup, right? We all know that water, if has to be drink, is to be drink in a glass or in a bottle rather than using a dish or a flat cup. A person with motor apraxia won't be able to decide what object to choose to drink water. He may get confused. The person may get confused in choosing the object for drinking water. The person may choose even a plate to drink water. So that's what's happened when the condition is called for motor apraxia. So remember, area 4 has the location of all the muscles, which gives us the idea that how a particular muscle works while doing a particular movement. Means if a person has to comb the hair, the movement would be taking the comb and combing the hairs, right? But if there is a motor apraxia, person will not use a comb, person may use a pen and will start combing the hair. The movement is fine, but the object used is not fine. That's what happens with area 6 lesion. Area 6 lesion. Now what will happen if there is a lesion in area, or what is the purpose of area 9, the prefrontal lobe? Yes, can you tell me the use of prefrontal lobe, since all of you have said yes, it has got an important role. What is the role of area 9? Area 9, or you can area 10 also, the prefrontal lobe. What is the role of prefrontal lobe in doing a particular movement? Yes, can anybody answer on this question? What is the important thing that you would say that this is a very one word important function of prefrontal lobe? Yes. Thinking, yes. In what sense? Thinking is yes, half right. I would give you this marks for this. Comprehension, even that can be done by your Wernicke's and Broca's area. I would like to say the social understanding of a movement. The social understanding of emotion of a movement. Social understanding or emotion of a movement. Social understanding or a emotion of a movement. I will give an simple example. Suppose if you are thirsty and you want to drink water, the area 4 will suggest which muscle to use to hold the glass or hold the bottle in your hand, and with what muscle tone. Area 6 will help you to understand that at what is the direction in which you hold the glass, or why a glass should be chosen, not a plate should be chosen. But area 9 will give you the understanding that if you are at a restaurant, you would request a waiter to give me a water. If you are at home, you would request your mother or a family member to give water. Or if everybody is busy, you would go yourself and drink a water. And if in the very least possible case, the person with area 9 lesion won't be able to decide that a water should be drank only from kitchen. A person with area 9 lesion may start drinking water from the wash basin in a bathroom, because we have a very good social understanding of our movement. I hope you are getting this in clear. You are right, thinking and comprehension is a part of area 9, but the very apt understanding is that it gives emotion or social understanding of a movement. In fact, in a funny way, suppose if you are thirsty and you ask your mother, oh please give me some water, and if your mother or a family member or your brother is very angry and says, no, go yourself and get the water, so you will change the plan and you will go yourself and drink the water. Now this is what happens with area 9. Also, if a dog is thirsty and a human being is thirsty, a human will look out of source of water in a restaurant, in a nearby place, in any of the nearby store to buy a water bottle. But if a dog is thirsty, the dog will start drinking water right from the street itself. He won't be waiting for that, oh I will go to a restaurant and I will drink water. So because the area 9 is not that much developed in lower animals, okay, whereas this area 9 is very highly developed in human beings. So there are 3 important areas for your motor movements: area 4, area 6 and area 9. The area 4 gives you the particular use of every muscle in the body. Area 6 gives us the information of every objects and its use. Area 9, it gives us the social understanding or emotions behind every movement. Now between these 3 areas, that is area 4, area 6 and area 9, if a person is planning a movement, if you are planning to go and drink water, which of these 3 areas will the first to create a stimulus? Which of these 3 areas? I am giving 3 options. Among area 4, area 6 and area 9, which of these area will be the first one to generate an impulse for movement? Generate an impulse for motor movement? Yes. Can I have the answer from area 9? Urmila has given area 9. Rupesh is going for area 6. The right answer, because there are two people those who are answering right now. I would like to suggest, if anybody else is able to answer, could you just comment on a comment box which area would you choose, area 4, area 9 or area 6 would you choose to go for the first impulse to be recorded? Yes, the answer is area 6. The premotor cortex is the first one to give the impulse for any type of motor movement. Okay, and before area 6, thus the important point of any motor movement is every motor movement has a sensory input. So remember, even before area 6, the need for the movement, that is, if you are thirsty and you are going for drink water, then the thirst is a sensory impulse, and the thirst will be sensed in area 3, 1, 2 and sensory cortex. So even before a motor cortex, it's a sensory cortex which generally receives an information, which determines the information, and that information is transmitted to the motor cortex for a particular type of movement. So remember, for every motor activity there is a corresponding sensory response also. So I will just mark this area 3, 1 and 2, which is sensory cortex. So every sensory cortex will have a particular type of sensory information. This sensory information will generate a particular type of pattern. If you are thirsty, you will not go and eat a biscuit. If you are thirsty, you will go and drink water. So a sensory activity, remember, a sensory modality, a sense, will generate a need for a movement, and that need for the movement will be achieved by three important things, and those are a planning, programming and execution. A planning, programming and execution. These are the three important grades of any full-fledged motor activity: a planning, programming and execution. In fact, it's a very big flow chart which I would like to explain you in my plus hours. If you are all there on plus hours, do join me, because there is a very complex scenario of how the sensory impulse generates a need for a movement. Once a need for the movement is been determined, that sensory information causes your motor cortex to get activated. The motor cortex plans a movement, programs the movement and execute the movement by a typical flow of the action from premotor to primary motor to the cerebellum to the basal ganglia. What type of function do these people do, that is cerebellum, basal ganglia? How do they help motor cortex? Then motor cortex gives the information to the spinal cord, and now the spinal cord executes the movement. And what happens when muscles do the movement? How are they able to keep a track? Your brain is able to keep a track that the movement which is happening by the giving order is actually the same movement what is been ordered. So generate a movement pattern and to execute the pattern, and to have a feedback of if the pattern is properly followed by the muscle. The muscle brain also has a feedback system from muscle to the brain. So this is a very complex circuit which I am going to explain in my upcoming session in my plus hours of neurophysiology. And I would request, if you could just attend my plus hour lectures in my Unacademy platform. I am dedicating 10 hours of my neurophysiology for motor system only. The previous session I have dedicated 12 to 14 hours only for sensory physiology, and starting from the next week it's going to be a motor physiology, neurophysiology, in which we are going to discuss in very much detail the motor system, every aspect of motor cortex, not only area 4, 6 and 9, but also the motor area for speech, that is Broca's area, the motor area for movements of the eyes, the motor area for the endocochlear cells. Every motor area in the cortex will be discussed in detail along with its function. So I request all of you, if you can, in fact I would recommend you to join me on my Unacademy Plus, where I'll be discussing all these patterns, all these functions in detail, so that you have a very detailed understanding of all the functions, and then it will help you to understand the pathology and medical conditions, or the applied physiology in it. So that's all for today. Before just finishing off my lecture, I would like to explain you what is the advantage and what are the benefits of your joining Unacademy Plus. If you can use the code, remember the code, it's Dr-Vijaykumar 15 Vijaykumar YT, because it's for you're joining me from YouTube. If you can use the code Dr. Vijaykumar YT, then you would straightway get a 10% discount, or else you can use the code Neet PG. This code is always available on our Plus category. Using this code, you will get a 10% off, and if you could go for annual subscription, an annual subscription is of 25k, with the particular discount it will drop down to 22.5k, which would actually mean that your per month cost is going somewhere around less than 2000, less than 2k. Okay, so less than 2k I would go, yes, sorry, the amount would go somewhere between 1.8 to 2k, which is very rare, very less as far as the content is available. There are going to be all 19 subjects will be covered live online teaching, where we can have the feeling right now you are having the interactive sessions. 19 subjects are being taught by more than 30 educators. Remember, 30 educators. All the test series, you are eligible to have all the test series. There are weekly quizzes, because after every course we do conduct test series. You are also eligible for the mega test and mega quizzes, plus notes, downloadable notes can be downloaded. And remember, there is no upper limit for watch time, no limits for watch time, or in fact downloads, means you can have unlimited downloads and unlimited watch time. These are the few advantages. These are advantages actually far more than that, but you can, if you can go for it, it's very much beneficial for live online interactive sessions. We are also going to have the 10 hours of special session in this month of March, to specially assist all the students across the globe for free learning on Unacademy. There are going to be 10 hours of special sessions. Please listen to this very carefully. I am going to be taking 10 hours of special sessions in this month of March, which is open for all. You don't have to purchase the Unacademy Plus for this. It's available for all. But I do take 30 hours of plus hours also. So those 30 hours of plus hours would require you to subscribe. But the 10 hours of free courses is available for all of you, which we are taking for in this month of March, in the amid context of the COVID-19 which is going, and you are at home, so your study should not get lost and should not be at loss, and that's why we are taking 10 hours of plus session in this month of March till 31st. So that's all for today. I wish you all the best, and yes, do join me on my Unacademy. Every Tuesday and Wednesday I am going to be there at the same time to help for all of you. Every time we will be taking a new topic in some detail, and yes, we would like to learn something new in physiology. So let's crack it. Happy learning.